Sorry, folks. All right. All righty, we are now on YouTube. I do want to have a special recognition for Paula, who is handing out agendas. Incredibly, she was the teacher's pet back in high school, so plenty of training. Anyway, let's call the meeting to order. All of the aldermen and alder lady are here. We got our attorney Rocky Eaton and our clerk Melissa Martin, and we've now got the correct agendas. So if we could have Alderman Craig Bullock lead us in the prayer and the pledge, and we'll get going.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. Thank you for the honor and privilege to be here tonight, to live in this city, to represent the people here. God, I pray that as we make decisions and have discussions and do things tonight, that it will be in the best interest of every citizen in every area of this city. God, be with us, and I pray that we will just glorify you in all that we do and say. Thank you for Jesus. Thank you for him dying on the cross. And it's in his name we ask these things. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Or we need to get when I walk around, I want to talk to you for a second.
Yes, sir. Did you say him that?
That's on.
I need her to help me with my phonics. Oh, yeah, thank you. I don't trust that. All righty, is there a motion to adopt the agenda? All in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion to pass the consent agendas 1 through 5?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Discussion. Just, oh, sorry, go ahead. Continue.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, sorry.
just number 4, the utility building aging. I mean, I think the last one we received was in March. So at least that's the last one I could find a record. So it's kind of hard for me to understand where we stand when we have like that much a gap. It looks like we're still up. The numbers going up, but I know that the water team has made
It
some
just depends on.
when it's printed, and that's why it's hard to say when you provide me a report. It's kind of out of sequence, out of time. I
It's
can't
gonna
put a
depend on.
relationship. So I guess are we doing better or worse? Because I can't tell based on just the single report that is. I guess I'd have to.
You're talking about the solid waste
Like, he's just
numbers,
talking about
the bank.
the collection.
Oh, yeah. I think we're a little
Utility bill.
just for you're just talking about for the trash.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
no, I'm talking about.
It's just
yeah,
regular. Yeah, I mean,
what's due.
Oh, the whole thing,
Probably-
water, you're talking about water, sewer?
about the same. as
Yeah, I think
normal.
and I would tell you the number, and it'll mean something to you guys, probably won't to anybody else, but with some of the recent changes that we had, the amount that we billed out, which is not collections, I think was around $29,000
The difference.
compared to year over year. Now, so that's a good number. It's a little bit more than we had anticipated being. So hopefully we collect as much as that, and with the recent changes could bring it around whatever that times 12. I'm sure some months are going to be better than others because obviously some of the changes were made on the water side, which is going to fluctuate. So hopefully that'll be a good number. You don't want it to be a crazy number because people have to, afford to live here.
Look at your past due number.
But in that, yeah, that's the big thing.
The 90-day still is only about 12 grand based on the last one we did in March, but like I said, it's kind of hard.
But yeah, we're
Grant more.
at I think fiscal year end though, we were a little behind from a trash side.
Yeah, we were over a draft for about 30 grand.
But then obviously the thinking, I would say to you guys, obviously we made some changes on the water side. The thinking is we can't just come in and clobber everybody on water, sewer and trash. So you have to kind of pick your poison, so to speak. Obviously, we've got some big projects planned on the water and sewer side. So that's one of the things that we kind of concentrated on. Obviously, the service with Waste Pro has been fantastic. Once we've gotten that second truck, guess what? It costs money to do it. So I think they will have gone up a little bit. I think they went up 2.9%. I think they actually could have gone up a little bit more, but the contract allows them to go up with CPI. And it's one of the things that they seem they always get us that later in the year. So we've kind of gotten into the habit of we'll wait to get the bill to pay it, so to speak. But I think overall we're in a pretty good spot. But I guess the note for residents would be that it's the cost of doing business has gone up, and we can you're going to continue to see that. One of the biggest things is now you see in contracts, they make sure they put CPI in after what we've gone over the last 5 years. And used to, they didn't really do that. They would say, hey, okay, we'll do a contract for 4 years, and in 4 years, we'll look at the rates again. Nobody can afford to do that now and get caught like they did over the last several years, especially with the cost of doing business. A lot of that is personnel. Obviously, equipment costs a lot of money as well. So we're paying our people more. They're paying their people more. So it just costs a lot of money. But we were a little behind, I believe, on just the trash side. I think the water side is pretty decent. Sewer's been pretty good, but obviously that's where a lot of our projects and money has gone as well. So
Yeah, Mayor, the reason I asked that,
Yeah.
I was more focused on people who are not paying their bills.
Oh, yeah,
for
yeah,
the sewer. I mean, a lot of great information about the
Yeah.
contract, but the
Mm.
reality is we have people who don't pay their
getting the
bills.
service
And
and
getting
not
service
paying
for
the
the sewer.
service.
That's, whether it be outside in
Yeah.
certain housing or even inside the city. And that's really the focus that I think my constituents have asked me about, like, pay your fair
If you're
share.
paying, if I'm
If
paying,
I'm
you,
paying
you're
to
paying.
flush my toilet, someone else is not, what is the city doing to enforce this?
And what he's talking about, it's about a third of our city is actually on another water system. So obviously I can't go out there. Let's see, I think it would be me, Drew, and Mike Lodge. You can't come out and cut our water off if we don't pay you the sewer or trash bill. So it don't take long for those numbers to get wacky. And in some cases, yeah, I can come get your trash can, but I can come cut your sewer off, but that's a little bit more of a commitment than going out there. And then 10 minutes later, I've twisted a lob and put a lock on it, as opposed to digging down 3 or 4 feet and snapping your sewer line. Nothing fun to think about, but I mean, we've got to get our money as best we can. And we've taken some aggressive action on our side, actually putting more personnel to kind of monitor things like that. So we could get some more. And there's some other, I guess, actions ultimately we can take when it's all said and done. So I don't know that we'll ever solve it, but we got to make it better because we pump millions of dollars out there as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at some people with $12,000.
Yeah.
And $11,857.
And the danger of anybody getting that far out of whack is they move to Texas and you'll never see that money.
Well, here's the problem. They're consistently going 30, 60, 90 days.
Yeah.
It's just racking up again and again.
And Melissa and I have talked about in some instances, those people aren't on our service, but they're, per law, we can come in and say, if the service is offered and it's available, we can bill you for it. It's your job to hook up to the system. You could see us maybe address that in some manner. I don't know that's not going to bring any more money, but I know there's folks that live near me that I know for a fact they're not on the service and we've taken their trash can years ago and the meter still runs. I don't know.
Yep.
I see if I could do something on the sewer, they'd probably go ahead and get back in line with the trash. But I can guarantee you, if you look through the numbers hard enough, we are probably getting a bill from Waste Pro. Obviously a smaller bill than the other number, but
They're
so
still billing us and the people aren't putting in
it's
trash.
kind of like stuff walking out of any store. The rest of us are paying for it. So yeah, something, and we might need to have a work session on that. Let's go a few months and see what our changes to our water sewer have done. And then we can have a deeper conversation with what we want to do with that area, particularly on the commercial side, because that's a flat rate out there and it's not a flat rate in the city. So that's,
Well, thank you, Mayor.
I mean, it's a heck of a bargain. I'm going to complain because I was
Especially if you're a great bargain if you're not paying the bill.
I was dumbfounded like 10 years ago when I found out you don't have to pay your bill. I feel like a sucker. But anyway, good to bring up. But we had a motion, got a second. All in favor?
All right.
All righty. Tammy Carpenter.
Hey,
Great news, our Shop Pedal First book is coming out this Friday. So it's gonna be mailed out to, close to 15,000 mailboxes in all of 39465, Richton, Reynoldston, and Moselle. So be looking on the lookout for that. Plus, people can pick them up at the Chamber of Commerce. There is an incredible book this year. Great specials. Our businesses went all out. So we anticipate a big rush on Shop Pedal First, November 20th to the 22nd. And then, of course, next week on Veterans Day, we have our Veterans Day celebration for all of our veterans. So that's going to be November 11th, 12 to 1:30. And we have the school junior ROTC coming out. We have Minnie's Playhouse coming out and having a singing program for the veterans. And then we'll also have just the mayor will speak, I'm sure, and then we'll have a small speaker, and then we'll have a lot of good food for our wonderful veterans just to celebrate them. And then the next day we have at our membership luncheon, we have Dr. Joe Paul, who is coming from Southern Miss, president of Southern Miss, and they're doing a lot over there, and the enrollment is incredible. It's awesome, and it's great to have a big university out here that Kettle is very much a part of, because we have a lot of students that go there and a lot of alumni too. So he's coming to Kettle, and then of course we'll roll into our again November 20th to the 22nd Shop Kettle First, and then our Christmas parade is shaping up to be very big. So December 2nd, 6 o'clock. So excited about that. It's gonna be lights, camera, Christmas, a big competition. Lots of floats in there. So super excited about that. And Chamber of Commerce is doing lots of great things and lots of changes coming down the road. Thanks.
Awesome, good deal. Thanks, Kenny. Miss Jody, come up here. The better half of the Brixton clan.
Yeah.
I agree.
Here. Motion.
Okay. Palo Arts Council has lots of exciting things coming up. In keeping with the chamber, we're participating in Shop Palo First by having a 3-day indoor holiday market. So we're really excited about that. We've got a lot of great vendors signed up, something for everybody's Christmas list. We'll have festive music. Artists will be doing demonstrations. We'll have daily door prizes and lots
Miss
of
Jody
great
did a
things.
fabulous video for Shop Pedal First. It's on the chamber page, so y'all go look at that as well. She did an
That's
awesome
right.
video.
So, and Santa will be there on Saturday, and we're also still taking registrations for Festival of Trees. We have lots more trees than we even had last year, so it's going to be a really great display for the whole month of December. So after the parade on December 2nd, come out, we'll do the official lighting of all the trees, and it'll be a great event. So thank you for your support.
Great job.
Thanks for the information on this too, by the way. I was shocked. but I guess it makes sense that the real tree actually is less than the artificial tree.
Well, that's a special.
I think this is on everybody's now. Cut that out. Oh Lord, that's gonna be on the Facebook page, ain't it? Anyway, let's go. Cassandra New. How you doing today? What's going on?
So we talked last meeting about all the points on Grand Lane. As that's old business, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, but I did want to inform everyone that my husband and I did go get some more signatures since we had some extra time.
Mhm.
So in addition to myself and my husband and our immediate neighbors, Mr. Nico Cooley and Brian Craven, who's been a resident on Brandon Lane for 25 years. That was turned in last time we were here. So in addition to that petition, we have Miss Margaret Hatton, whose property is directly adjacent to the front parcel in question for rezoning. She is a 26-year resident. We also have Anthony Trevor, Jezariah, and Haley Bernito. Their properties are directly across from that front parcel, right across Kelly Rose. And we also have Mr. Terry DeBliss. His wife wasn't able to sign because she's in very ill health. but they are 40-year residents directly across from the front property on Brandon Lane. The other residents of Brandon Lane, Lacey Myers, Daniel Gadden, Faith and Chase Triner, and also Mr. Vincent Jones, whose property is touching an entire side of the parcel that's in the back, that's in the regulatory flood zone. I believe he's here today to speak on it as well. So we just wanted to inform everyone that the residents of Brandon Lane and landowners whose parcels are immediately affected or connected to the parcels in question unanimously stand in support of the planning commission's vote to deny rezoning.
Thank you. Quick question. I know some of the conversation always centers around that road being a private road. It looks like, just kind of glancing at a property map, that 70, a guy named DeVilbiss Terry
Yes.
and a Hope Hubbard out of Hattiesburg
Yes.
own for the most part the road, right?
The way the parcels overlap, yes.
I
Hope
wonder
Hubbard
what
does
her
not live
connection.
near-
Yeah, it just looks like she owns just a strip, or does she own some of the other stuff as well? Yeah, it looks like it's just a strip somehow, I guess, when everything was getting.
Right. And the way the parcels lay, there's not any proper easements.
Has
laid
anybody
out.
talked to her and see what her willingness would be to sign that?
I'll knock on her door, sure, but.
Now, I'm just wondering, I'm thinking a little outside of what the discussion is for tonight, but,
Right.
you know,
Right.
what the long-term effects of that, road being private keeps us from doing anything on our side to make any improvements. Anyway, we can have that discussion, I guess, once we get into some of this. But anyway, appreciate you being here tonight. Any questions, guys? Deal. Thank you. Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, Mason Lee. Hey, come on up. You would like to change the name of your street?
Yes, sir.
How many folks live here? You live on Oakwood
Um,
or one of the Oakwood?
one of the Oakwood.
Oakwood's in the city, let me guess, huh? What, describe where you're located at.
Off of Old Richardson Road. There's a lane, 102 Oakwood Drive. It's just one little small street that has a house I just moved into and the two corner houses. They're both named Old Richardson and Hamilton Drive, something. Mine's in the middle, it says 102 Oakwood Drive. The problem, I just moved there recently. The problem is my mail is going to different places. And when I look at the street signs, one street sign says Oakwood, the other side of the street, pointing the same street, says Oakwood Drive. And
One of them's been
One of
chopped down.
well, one of the signs is damaged. It's on the ground, but I can't get any mail delivered to me. At least
You're the only house on that street, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, everything else is on Old Richardson or on Hamilton.
Do we have the authority to change the name, or is that something the county has to do?
No, we can do it on our side.
Yeah, we were told to come here specifically for the board meeting to discuss it anyway.
Now I'm kind of scared, do you have a name in mind?
Not sure.
Um,
I was thinking of naming it myself. Just,
It's funny, it's something
If you named it
very,
after one of the aldermen, you would have had at least a motion and one vote.
just something that's apart from everywhere else so we can stop being confused for the billions of other streets out there that are Oak or Oak Drive or Oakwood or a variation of that.
It's funny because I've never, until you brought this to our attention, we always have a bunch of maples and we have a bunch of birds. So, and we have an Oakwood problem, so.
You're the only one.
Right, but,
Yes,
Yes,
it used to be a
or I
dance
should
studio,
say,
and then it was renovated to be just small.
Amy, any input?
That's the only other one I know.
You know, it's the old.
And then we named the road.
You know, the process of this,
Do we?
obviously do something, I guess we would vote on what the change would be and then let the county know for 911 services.
We
And-
changed Salinas Drive to MG Harris. Remember the, I don't remember what all we had to do. I'd have to go back and look it up,
That was the previous.
That was right before they renovated it.
but we have done it before.
They split the property lines, so it was part of
We
the
did a
address
lot
next to
of work on that. We should name it after you.
Old Richardson Road.
Yeah,
It needs to be
we,
like a
we had a
one.
decision on that.
Yep. You're not the first one to come here over that property. That's why.
Really?
Oh, yeah, definitely not. Yeah, yeah. It's been a hit or miss when it comes to getting any sort of mail. to our
Guys,
place.
the main thing is there won't be a resolution tonight, but that's my ward, and so I'll talk with y'all afterwards. We'll work through this process and we'll get a proposal together to fix the road, to rename it. We'll talk it over and get it addressed.
I would assume we would talk to 911 if you want to give them a holler, or Amy can just say, hey,
If I could just
they've done this
throw
before.
something over to you
What's
to
up?
check, I do believe this is the authority of the county. According to state statute.
He's got something pulled up on here.
Even better.
All right, tell us what you got.
I'm kind of looking over it in real life, but I'm looking at, Title 65 and Chapter 7 of that. It's just
So there's normally 3 sections to a code site, so it would be 65-7
65,
something.
7, 143 is what I'm looking at, but I've looked into this more in depth before. And it's
One of the
county-
big- one of the
county-
big steel roads, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm saying. It's-
It may be something where we vote to ask them to.
Al was
Or
here.
it kind of comes
Yeah,
down to what
I don't-
Changed Salinas to MJ Harris because
Yeah,
Miss
I
Harris
bet you we
was
have to vote.
on that
We'll
road.
be in touch.
I'm not against it at all.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, that was what they solution to put it off for us.
I've
already
for research. Oh, no, I know that as well. I know it's out there.
Give me a break.
As it's being
I'll
renovated, check it out. Working through the building, try to get everything sorted. So,
Yeah,
yeah, it's already
I don't
moving.
believe I'm not the board of supervisors.
We have to do it.
Entire
and we have to let the
county.
office know.
Not
Now,
just
one
be
knows.
involved with that. And look, the reason I know it's on, I've lived through it. And
Mayor, may I just add one? One thing I'd ask my fellow aldermen is, and also is part of the process, I'd like to understand the originality of the street itself. Who named it? Why is there? There was a reason it's named. I hate it to be something that was,
you
Crestview
don't wanna-
subdivision.
If, now, he's saying he don't want to have somebody call up
yeah,
from another
we are
state.
saying there's
My
history.
mom was
behind
named
subdivision. Now,
after.
whatever that is, I just want to have all the facts forth before we say, wipe that away and say, you know what, now it's Mason Avenue. And so I just, whatever that history is to it, I think we do have to deal with the diligence and understanding where it came from.
Yeah, and,
that's part of the
and in
process.
saying it right now, this one I'm saying, like, it's not gonna get solved tonight, so we're gonna figure out what the problem is and figure out the best way to fix it. It might be a rename, it might be getting everything fixed up and coordinated. We'll figure it out, and we'll all be in touch.
There is an oak tree.
It's a difference.
There's also-
It's that.
All over the place.
Yeah, the power company comes
But
around.
it's great. This is why, these are the people who help, fix your problems. So this is the right place to come. Hopefully, we'll find out from state, but again, it's always understanding how we got here and how to move forward appropriately. Great. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love we're going out in the country with these Steve Lane.
Andre, come on up here.
Every private road.
This is my chance to name a road. I'm gonna.
Andre can complain for another year. You got
Yeah,
I voted sticker. Hope everybody did take a chance to vote. And matter of fact, you've got 35 minutes if you are happening to watching this and you want to run out there and vote real quick.
Go vote. Go vote. Mayor,
We go.
Hello, folks. Good evening. Thank you for this brief minute to express my gratitude to you for your support, encouragement, and prayers during my health journey. As many of you know, I have one. Thank you for your support of Amy. Thank you for your years of support of her leadership in the building department. I'm so grateful for that. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I feel great. Prognosis is positive. This may be my last time seeing you for a little while, but thank you for your prayers, your support of Amy and my family over these recent months.
Thank you, Andre. Always welcome here, sir. All righty, Jessica Burns.
Go ahead. He had to go get a drink. Just go ahead.
I own the house at 101 Center Circle, and my niece and her two children, they live there. So on October 16th, I got a phone call that the front of the yard was full of water. So I called the water department and I was like, hey, the front of the house, it's full of water. Can I send someone out there to come look at it? So that was Thursday. So Friday, they came and they said there was a pinhole leak and we fixed it. But I spoke with Paula, I already forgot her name, she's right there. And she was like, well, your meter is still running, it's running. And I'm like, so we came out there, had a plumber come out there. They're like, I don't see a leak on your side, but let them come back out and check it and see what it is. So I talked to her and I sent her a message on Monday. I'm like, hey, we had turned the water off over the weekend. We was kind of barely using it, or they were, because it was still running. We're trying to figure out why is it still running. So the yard flooded again on Monday. She's like, well, I'll send some people back out there to come recheck it because it's still running. She could see it on her side when they did the low thing. And so, like, okay, they had 2 emergencies. Nobody could come out there, so they came back out there on Tuesday. She sent a message. She's like, hey, they came out there. There was a tap water seal. We fixed it, and your meter stopped running. So I was like, okay, well, that would, for me, that would mean that the water was leaking on the city side, because there's not one on my side. The plumber came out and said, I don't see any leaks, checked everything in the house, everything was okay. And I didn't have anybody at the house to fix it at the same exact time that Clearwater was there to fix the tap water. So when I talked to her, she said, everything's done, the meter's not running anymore. So I was coming to y'all to see about an adjustment, because the bill for October is $195. And the bill for this month, I think the bill, maybe 200, a little bit more than that. It's like $495, I think now.
Okay. So this is a fixed.
Basically, it's been leaking for 3 months. She's had a bill more so than her normal bill. We went out there. First, they said there was a leak. Whoever Clearwater sent out there said there was a leak. Then apparently they went out and fixed the tap, and now it doesn't seem to be a leak. But they say, Clearwater says that what they fixed shouldn't have been making the meter spin. She says she didn't have a leak. You know, she hasn't had a leak fixed, whatever. So there's basically about 38,000 gallons over the last 3 months that she would like to have adjusted off, and I just need permission to do it.
Sorry I stepped out, but want to make sure you could see a wet spot around the meter.
So it wasn't actually around the meter. So in the yard, my meter is here, and the whole front part, which some.
You really couldn't tell where the leak was, but there was
Well,
a.
you could see where the leak was. The
Yeah.
reason why you could see where the leak was is because the meter is here, and where you would have a ditch that's right here, that was completely flooded.
So it looked like it was on our side?
Yes, sir. That's why.
Okay.
You could look. You could look at the ground, and you could see the water bubbling up from the ground.
Okay.
So that's why he said it was pinhole leak.
Mhm.
But then there was no. We couldn't figure
Yeah,
out
that's a
why.
lot of gallons.
You went out there today, and they've only used 1,000 gallons since we read on the 21st. So
So it's fixed.
apparently it's not leaking anymore.
Paula,
So we have reason to think it's on.
are you standing up?
There.
Only thing.
Where was the leak?
We fixed the tap.
Right there on the meter?
No, the water tap. The tap's into our main.
From their service line.
That wasn't, yeah, that wasn't.
That's on our side.
The
But,
meter would be moving.
It was just.
did y'all mess with the meter at all? Probably tightened everything up just to be sure.
I'm not gonna say yes or.
I mean, we weren't there, so I mean, that would be the hat y'all would, a place to hang y'all's hat.
Well, I'm.
Obviously, we think the yard got the use of it, not them, so,
That's what it sounds like to me.
yeah.
So what do you need, Melissa?
I'll second.
I need y'all to approve a water leak for 38,000 gallons,
got the numbers.
an adjustment.
I need we need to make sure that you go out to your meter at least every couple of days and look at it when everything's turned off and it's not spinning like a whirly bird.
Yeah, keep an eye on this.
You do realize that this is also at one time, based on the number, I mean, it might be I just want to make sure because you come back, 6 months and there's actually a legitimate one on your side. That's a $500 one, and we're restricted from.
Are we? Because if we say that this is on city side.
That's what we're trying to decide. Are we confirming it's on? We're saying it's on our side for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that she's not wanting this to count against her as her.
Because it'll be on our. It's on our.
If
Yeah,
it's on our side. If it's a leak at the tap, that's probably what, 10 foot away from the meter, 5
Yeah.
foot, whatever. Yeah, so it's not gonna affect the meter running.
Yeah,
But those are some good numbers.
That's what I'm saying. The meter was running.
Yeah.
We used 1,000 gallons of water. It ran on October 23rd. The meter was spinning. It was a very slow spin, but I don't know if they had anything going on inside the house. I don't know if they were washing their hands or flushing the toilet. I mean, it was spinning, but it's very, 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 very slow spinning. It
Was-
watching.
How old is the meter? Is it one of the older ones?
It's
One of the
not.
newer ones?
It's new.
And I
It was just put
understand,
in May.
Jessica's my niece, I understand that in order for the meter to spin, water typically has to go through the meter, but we were on the phone with, I believe, Paula, and she asked us to go inside and check, and she asked us to do the Kool-Aid test, where you put the Kool-Aid in the toilets, and there was no dripping faucets, there was no leaks on the inside. Normally, if there's a faucet on, especially to use that many gallons, you can hear it.
Has your electric bill been normal? Okay. Sometimes the hot water heater, but you catch it.
And that's what I was
You
thinking
catch it
too.
via the electric bill.
And we
oddly
couldn't
enough.
hear anything on the inside at all. And again, the leak was the meters here, the gathering of water is between the meter and the street.
That's why I was asking too. Sometimes the connection, obviously you got 2 connections. You put the meter in, there's our side and then there's your side, but you got to connect it via that way. Sometimes occasionally we've seen some of those kind of come, undone. That means the water would go through the meter. You would never get use of it. It would never enter your house and it would be leaking right there in the meter. So we see that occasionally. That's why I was asking about if we felt like that's not the problem.
No, we had to replace the tap. We had to completely replace it, blew out.
And honestly, it's not a situation. They just legally have to find something. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of water systems that don't give you any forgiveness one way or we wouldn't. This would be a real quick conversation. It's not that they don't want to help. It's just that legally we have to be able to say something to the nature that we know you didn't get use of the water. Usually it's, you went and changed a flapper. We know we had a leak and that kind of stuff. This is a little different than that. And the problem is that 2 years from now, state could come down and say, hey, well, we just caught a little problem here. And then here we go. As a matter of fact, in this case, and I'm glad to say it, as alderman, I did not like saying it. They would actually have to pay your bill at that point. And say, get y'all's checkbook out and divided by everybody that voted for it. So,
I don't like the mayor saying that either.
yeah.
But,
Okay, Gerald.
so we're, it's not on the
Gerald
city.
made the motion.
No, in that
Make a
case,
motion that we offset the late fees or fees that occur
There's
based on.
no, I don't think there's any late fees.
There are this month because it happened in October.
Yeah.
I think it was like $21, $24 because we waited.
And I
He said
To get to this meeting.
To get to.
She may want to add in the minutes that by finding of the board, the resident did not get use of this water.
Thank you.
And maybe in the minutes that was on our side so that it's not
Make it
held against
Yeah,
them
help
down the
out.
road if they need
6
that.
years from now, different board, whatever, that you can come and say, we didn't use our one shot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You understand what we're doing?
That board, they moved to Texas.
Just smile and say yes.
Yeah.
And we're for sure it's done for this month. It's 101, right? There's nothing.
Well, I mean, she went out, Paula went and read it today. It's only been 1,000 gallons.
Jessica, you don't have to
In
look
what,
at that
2
meter
weeks?
with everything turned off, right? It shouldn't move at all. Okay.
Craig,
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Who got the second? All in favor? Anthony Turner. Hey, Anthony, how you doing today?
All right. I just go,
We made you wait all this time to finally speak, huh?
no, man, I just moved back home 30 years.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Welcome back.
This young lady came by my house and talked about, what was going on. I just bought a house on Kelly Rose Lane.
Mhm.
I graduated from North Forest 40-some years ago. I was in the military, just came back home. And all I want to say is, keep country, you know what I'm saying? So. that's
Where out
all.
on Kelly Rose are you at?
44.
44? Okay.
So That's all I wanna say is, about the situation, keep country.
You're talking about Brandon Lane, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Oh, good.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you coming out
All right,
tonight.
y'all was worth it, y'all was worth it.
Alright, folks, if we can, I'd like to move a couple things. Let's move the bottom part. Chief, we've got some folks here, don't we? Two.
To be voted on to hire.
Okay, if we can move to number 25, 26, and 27. It's just, we got two people here, don't we? Yeah.
We've already voted. He just needs to be sworn in.
Yeah.
Thought we would do that.
Oh, we're just doing one.
And then Caitlin needs to be voted on.
He's here. I'm fixing to do it right now.
I can't do that, chief. I can't do that. No, I wish I could. No, I really don't. I really don't.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and do all that. Yeah. Well, we're only, one of these votes is somebody we're gonna swear in, somebody is from the past.
Yes.
Okay. Number 25, request to adopt an order hiring Justin Bellevue okay, as second-class firefighter at a rate of $46,000 annually effective 11/6 per Chief Sims. Is there a motion?
He's not coming until the 27th,
Oh, this month.
November.
Sway's not here.
Yeah.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Motion second.
The rest of y'all are dismissed. Number 26, request an order. Caitlin, you're going to have to help me with this. An order hiring Caitlin.
Amanatitas.
Love it. As second-class patrol at a rate of $46,183 annually effective November 5th. Is there a motion?
Second.
All in favor? Boy, he don't give you any time off, does he? Just straight into it. I love it. Love it. Give us 1 second. We'll do one more and then I'll come around and swear you in. Number 27, request to adopt an order hiring Richie Steele as second-class firefighter at a rate of $46,000 annually effective on November 5th.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hey, come on up here, Caitlin.
Here you got.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and LeBaron.
Numbers on good, thank you.
Yeah, what? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense.
Feel free. Let's go first. Let's go. You go first.
Hey, they turned this way.
I think the guy we go goes first.
If you will, let's get right here. So we're actually on that camera right there. Say the last name. I love that. That is important with Greek. Awesome. Okay. If you will, raise your hand and repeat after me. I, Caitlin Amanatitas,
I, Caitlin Amanatitas,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully support
that I will faithfully support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Mississippi,
and the Constitution of the State of Mississippi,
and obey the laws thereof,
and obey the laws thereof,
that I am not disqualified
that I'm not disqualified
from holding the office
from holding the office
of police officer,
of police officer,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
And Melissa will sign. You think I've done this enough? I'd remember this, huh? It's an indictment on my memory. I can't remember like I used to when I was younger. Miss Ada.
You're gonna have to put your name.
Yes.
You will raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, LeByron Jackson,
I, LeByron Jackson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully support
that I will faithfully support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Mississippi,
and the Constitution of the State of Mississippi,
and obey the laws thereof,
and obey the laws thereof,
that I am not disqualified
that I am not disqualified
from holding the office
of holding the office
of police officer,
that
I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter.
of which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, sir.
Did we vote?
Yeah, we voted on the last time.
I thought we basically gap and everything in the back.
They're practicing saying Caitlin's name out there right now. Thank y'all for that. Thank the Chief, thank you for sharing your folks with us as well. I think for the most part, we're probably going to vote to approve most of the stuff on here. This is the one I really want you guys to think about. Proclamations and resolutions. Number 6, request to adopt governor's proclamation setting the following as holidays: Thanksgiving, November 27th and 28th, Christmas, December 25th and December 26th, New Year's, January 1st and January 2nd. Now, I don't know. Part of the problem here is the proclamation did not mention the 27th, the 25th, and the 1st.
What?
The proclamation just says the 28th, 26th, and the 2nd.
It most certainly.
Ah.
Well, that's because it's based on the law.
Yeah, that's you automatically get those. Yeah.
I see what's
So
Two different paragraphs.
who dares to make the motion?
Craig.
There's
very controversial.
Yeah, discussion, yeah, absolutely. Of all the days, Thursday and Friday. Well, it was better. I think a couple of them wanted the day off before and then get those 2 days, so.
Close at noon those 2 days. The days before. Wednesday.
Hey, good luck with it. She said they're closing at noon the days before. Hey, good luck.
They can take their.
So those are all Thursdays and Fridays,
I'm rooting for
really.
you. Yeah.
For
The
the
unusual.
public, we'll be closed on Friday. and for each event.
It was and usually you get the day after Thanksgiving all the time. And then it's always a weird deal because sometimes it's the day before. Sometimes Christmas falls on Saturdays and Sundays. And so it's always kind of a weird deal. But we got a motion, got a second. All in favor? Go ahead. You can go ahead and text Lynn. Number 7, request to adopt a resolution adopting the District 8 Regional Hazard Mitigation Plan per deed Brixton. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Drew, what, anything to jump out at us?
Well, we didn't actually have any requests for any questions about it, but bottom line, this allows us, syncs us with the rest of the county and the state, allows us, if there is an emergency, that we're synchronized and allowed to pull down federal and state money. Again, it's a pretty hefty plan. I mean, it's about 3 inches thick. You go through a lot of scenarios. And again, I think our police and fire department goes through a lot of those. They do rehearsals. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that your team does here that this documents it allows us legally to basically pull down resources if we need to. And like I said, we've done in the past. So I appreciate the work that the rest of the team, because they looked at some of it for me. So I appreciate it. So other than that,
I appreciate Alderman Brixton continuing to serve in that capacity as well. I think with your background, you actually can know what they're talking about on many occasions, which helps. But it also shows, I guess, the public that there's a lot of layers of government that we deal with. Some of the things that I agree with when you were drinking coffee over at Ward's or Hardee's, and some of this stuff's like really easy. And then you say, well, wait, what about this? And there might be 3 things that you have to jump through when it's something we can all agree on, something that we can do, especially when you start talking about some of this mitigation stuff that we deal with. So appreciate your service over there. All righty, the featured event, old business.
vote on that?
We didn't vote.
Oh, motion and second.
I wonder,
Go back to that meeting. Got a motion, got a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Old business, number 8, request to accept the planning commission's recommendation to deny the zoning change request for property located at Brandon Lane per AP. Is there a motion and a second, probably for discussion?
Yeah, there's discussion.
Okay, you got a motion second?
Gerald and Mike.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Hitchens here.
Hey, Benji, come on up here. Get us in the loop. What are we trying to do over there?
Make it R2 from what it is now.
How many parcels? Is it 2?
Right now, it's 3 on the right-hand
3.
side and 2 on the left-hand side.
Oh,
One of the
there's
2
on the
on the
left-hand
left-hand
side.
side is in a flood zone.
Is the left-hand side further down?
It is further down.
Is it past the last house? That looks like maybe
No, it's not. past
oh, it's
that.
before that. Okay, I see where it's at. It's like 1.61 acres. Okay.
It's, I have an easement all the way down past my land to do with the road.
Okay.
On
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, let me ask you, you said you had an easement to do work on what now? On,
to go up and down the road,
so
as
is
far
that,
as my land goes, up and down the road.
is that the, easement from this lady that you were talking
Ms.
about?
Hubbard, is that who it's
I
from?
believe so.
Yeah.
I'm not positive, but
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Access to everything in here.
yeah, as far as my land goes, but past it, I don't. And the rezoning, the pension by the community to oppose the rezoning. Do y'all have this? Do y'all see what I'm looking at from the last meeting? This is all I had to go off of.
Do y'all have that?
We should.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah. So we've got 3 different parcels. You said how many on the right side? If you're going up the road, how many on the right side? 1 parcel?
Well, it's one parcel, but it could be 3 lots. the way it is now.
That's the idea, is you don't want to put one house on a 25,000 square foot lot, right?
20-ish,
whatever, 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
The numbers they have that I'm standing, I don't disagree with 1 and 2 on the first thing, you know, if the city or county or somebody, that would obviously be better for anybody that lives or has interest up and down the road. But what is not true is the numbers for the houses that are comparing to what I would be doing. I can show you where the last, well, I can't tonight, but if we were sitting down in a meeting and I could show you where my houses, the last 5 that are comparable to what I would build there, sells for more than the bogus, untrue numbers that were on that paperwork for the first meeting we had.
Give us a ballpark.
Well, I
250, 300?
let me say that word here.
And I don't want to get into your sales contracts or anything like that, just kind of an ish number.
It's my last 5 comparable houses at that price, not in Trailwood or anything like that, but the same, in the city of Tuttle sold for $163 and $2, $163.02 a foot.
Okay.
That's heated area. And the numbers they give that I guess they got off of Zillow or somewhere are just not correct. If I lived in the area and somebody showed me that, I would be all against it too. And I'm not saying who's right or wrong, but I know the numbers are wrong, that the people in that area has been shown. Not saying they would want me to come in there and build or do anything different if they weren't, but what they're looking at is not true, the numbers.
How big of houses are you building?
1,400 or bigger.
Okay.
That's $228,000.
Around about, yeah.
By reference in the city, our code is minimum 10,000 square foot lot and minimum 14 heated 2-car garage.
What zoning area is that?
Oh, I take that back. This is actually different zoning, but yeah, just been, yeah, R1.
And I understand, I understand that people in the community might not want it to be built up but it would make the value of the current houses there go up. That's a proven fact. Or that's, I'm having rocks thrown at me about it depreciating around there, and it just simply would not. It would go up in value.
Mm-hmm.
But to somebody who don't know, that hears somebody else saying that, I wouldn't want it to any change either, if that's the way I was told it would be.
How many, just off the cuff, how many houses were you thinking you wanted to build if this was approved?
If, I really can't, because I don't want to spend any more money to get a surveyor in there to survey it out. It would be more than 3. There's room for 3 to do it right. By the way it is now, it could be 3 on the right and 2 on the left.
Okay.
And I would like, I mean, I don't want to pack them in there on top of each other, but it's a lot of land that could be.
I think one of the contentions too is that being a private road.
And
obviously,
that's
so
what I was
there can't be,
getting at.
there
One
can't be,
and two, I agree with.
there can't be any upkeep to it simply because we don't have the legal resources to get out. And I would add this, and I'm not ultimately opposed for the city trying to figure out some way to rectify that. I know we have one other road that the owner just will not sign off on it. And we've had that conversation. It's a road right off of Carterville Road. It's gravel. At some point, that road did get paved. We have taken in roads before where everybody was okay with it. This might be a little different because we would actually have to probably pay a surveyor to see what's in and what's out and who we have to talk with. And I wouldn't promise that we're going to do anything to it. But we can't even have that conversation until that happens. But I know one thing we would do is I think I took Google and went down. I mean, it looks like you could put fish in that thing. There is a pothole right there close to Kelly Rose. And I thought y'all would put a tree or something in there at some point. Is how big it is. So it would at least allow us to address things like that. So I'm not opposed to that, to take that kind of off of the screen according to whatever the board ultimately wants to do.
Yeah.
It needs to be something that we need to look at because you guys pay taxes for a long time. And that was one of the reasons we did with this other road. And I think we still haven't paid this one particular road because it doesn't meet our specs. And that road doesn't. It's not wide enough. It's probably the biggest issue. But who knows? We've taken in a couple roads and 10 years from now, who knows? But it always would start with us at least having access to it. But anyway, that's kind of another question, but it's kind of in line with some of this stuff too. If you make it too nice, then they start speeding up and down it. And then it really, everybody wants their road paved. You get it paved and here they come. Because Kelly Rose didn't used to have quite as bad as speeders when there was a few potholes here and there. Boy, we paved that road and boy, they're hooked up going up and down that road. Good for business though, huh? Chief?
A little bit.
Any questions? Any additions, any thoughts from the planning commission?
That was the main concern of the planning commission was the road.
You got a bad road and you're fixing to put heavy equipment on it. I can get that part of it. Yeah.
So they voted all no because of the road. That was the task
It
before
was
them.
the road and the residents, paperwork that was submitted.
So they voted no because of the road and the feedback from the residents, not based on the legitimacy of the request. If there's a valid variance request.
Well, that was.
Okay, I just
stated
like to,
in minutes.
I don't like to tease stuff out of you.
Yeah.
Those are
Stated in
reasons.
the minutes. I
Yeah, he did say that in the minutes. I just looked.
Go ahead, what's your chat? Hold on one second.
I wasn't able to attend, but my neighbor Mitchell Cooley was,
Mhm.
and for the secondhand hearing, it was my understanding that the planning commission also voted no due to the condition of the sewage line down that road.
Yeah. I didn't know where they were. We'd heard that too, but I don't know where they got that information from. Unless it was it's probably old. And it's not really a hot spot for us. I mean, I can find you worse. We got miles and miles of sewer. You run for office, you think it's speeches and ribbon cuttings and it's sewer and stray dogs. But
why not R1? Why R2?
It's just what I'm familiar with. It's what I've been doing a lot of lately. And I mean, I'm willing to do whatever's best. I don't want to make people up down the road. I don't want to upset people. I just want to do what's reasonable. And it is a very convincing paperwork that the people have been reading. It's false. All but 1 and 2, talking about the city or whoever not maintaining the road. That, of course, anybody would want that, but the numbers and
I
the
think
stuff that the people.
honestly, and I'll be honest with y'all. I know if I was still an alderman, that'd probably be a different conversation with me if we had a nice road sitting there. You'd just say, hey, man, this is breaking some eggs and, you know, and that's just kind of how it is. But obviously I wouldn't want, I got a lot right next to me, very close next to me. And my lot's pretty big. Don't think they could build on the other one, but I'd be itchy, but I could go back right now. I'd probably just talk somebody. You're going to go look and see where I live now, aren't you? But anyway,
And the mayor
said, Mayor, that
the question is, because why, this is RF because when we
I'm pretty sure from
annexed
when
it in, right? I mean, that's when this all.
we inherited that.
When this is part of the annexation of 2004.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I'm sure the city
probably,
probably
but by default it came in, and Amy could correct me, but I think we're both on the record on this. By default came in at R1. I think we had some hearings, but
No, this part was, already in the city.
this part was in the
Yes,
city.
Oh,
it's
fine.
rural fringe. Everything that came in, after with the annexation was R1.
It was this.
We put it as R1.
All right, so this wasn't part of the annexation. It was always RF
That's what it's.
for the longest time because there's like huge, and that whole road up there is all RF. But eventually, I mean, growth will eventually take over green space. I mean, for a reason. But
When you first pull in on the right side, it comes out on Keller, there's a house trailer and then you go a little ways and there's a duplex and it's
A little bit of everything.
a little bit of everything. I don't know how they got there, if it's not zoned for it, but they did.
Well, I mean, it depends on how old it is, because we have a lot of homes that were constructed before the city was a city in 74.
Yeah, that
And
makes sense.
so maybe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Benji? Sorry, I think I'm butting in front of somebody. Coming from Kelly Rose Lane, you said on the right you wanted to put 3 houses, and on the left you wanted to put 2.
Well, that's what it's big enough to do right now.
That's what it's
Put
gonna
3 on the right and 2 on the left.
So if it was bumped up to R2, your goal is like 5 or 6 houses on the right?
Yeah, whatever the legal limit, whatever's best for the way it's drawn out. But like I said earlier, I can't spend any more money right there for surveyors until I know what I can or can't do.
Because what you stated here is in the minutes is that he'd like to build 5 or 6 houses on the right-hand side and possibly 2 on the left-hand side, depending on the flood zone issues and the sewers available. He also said the sewers available on the right-hand side. And that the commissioner said that they were concerned with the road conditions on Braden Lane. That's what was exactly.
That sounds pretty close. But on the left, I probably wouldn't have room to comfortably put 2 without having to build up and just cost way more money than it would.
Okay.
But then again, I might not. I hadn't got in there and looked good enough yet. It's all drawn up there.
So there's a possibility that you wouldn't build anything over there.
On the west side, it is a possibility. But I just hate to get in there and spend a bunch of money to do things and not be able to do anything with it.
Amy, the difference between what he's requesting an R1, a little bit smaller house, is it a smaller lot?
Now, the house size would be the same.
Still 14?
Lot is smaller.
Oh, that's okay.
84.
84?
10,000, R2 is 8,400.
8,400, yeah.
But the setbacks are the same.
The same at R2 and which one are the setbacks the same one?
R1 and R2.
Yeah, I would be good with that.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So to counter what Mr. Benji is arguing, I actually made 5 points and have gathered more since then about it. And of course, we've covered, the road status and utilities and the proper easement, the traffic and the school bus safety topics. And I would argue that there is no legitimate claim or reason, according to the Mississippi Code, I don't have that handy in front of me right now, to push for rezoning. So I would challenge the legitimacy of the request in general, but also as far as the cost analysis, I have to go based off what's publicly available. Obviously, I'm not a real estate agent, so I'm using comparable metrics for different areas. Mr. Benji said that his houses normally sell for $160,000. As we know, on that road, there is a mobile home and a duplex that have been there since before I've lived on the road. And there are a mix of homes down there. However, all of the homes at the end of the road are, for the most part, new construction. My home appraised for $260,000. There's a home that just sold recently for close to 250,000. So not only is this rezoning request not in keeping with the area, I don't think that there's a legitimate reason for rezoning on top of the infrastructure issues that we currently have. And you would be comparing apples to oranges for looking at a R2 property value versus a rural fringe property value. Regardless of whatever numbers you look at, it decreases the desirability of people purchasing homes in that area if you have to drive past these homes that are stacked next to each other to go get a home that you would actually
You
desire.
don't mind me asking, what year was your house built?
2019 is right.
You got, I mean, you got a mix out there. There's houses probably built in the
Maybe
sixties
for a
and
little clarification, he didn't say 160,000, he said $163 a square foot.
Oh, okay, so what would that be?
228,000.
at minimum, yeah.
230, something like that.
So we are arguing against one point when I presented 5 others.
Mhm.
And in addition to the ones that I've already discussed, if the lot that's in the front is uphill from the pre-existing homes that are there.
Mhm.
So I would also be concerned about erosion control when it rains.
During the
because
building.
Everything's downhill from that. And there's already an erosion issue on the road and it's not properly sloped. What's going to prevent all that water when it rains from washing out the residents who are already there?
Yeah, I noticed on the top, it seems like once you get into the road, you get up to the top end. I guess there's a lot of dirt area. I guess it's an area that they didn't pave all the way to. And the bus, just for notes for everybody, the bus stops at the end of your road to pick the kids up. So, I mean, not unusual. We've got a lot of roads at dead end. And I don't know how those bus drivers get down some roads, especially when people park in the road. So,
But if someone's going down the road to purchase a home for 230,000, let's just go with that number, and it's sitting on half an acre lot versus a 4 acre lot, which one would you buy?
Well, they also passed a duplex and a mobile home on the same road that I own the right-hand side of it's a quarter mile long.
that's the one road that has a little of everything.
Yeah.
And then when you get out in the county, it even gets a little, I mean, I think there's actually in the county a mobile home park, isn't there, or something? It seems like I remember something of that nature. But anyway, I know at one point we ended up letting the brine pond come in there for one of the gas plants several years ago. But anyway, any questions? What?
Well, just as a counterpoint to what you talked about, Benji's one of our better builders. It does, I mean, he's had good intentions for the city, and that's, I want to first state that as an obvious point. I think he's received, at least for me, any of this, he's been
I
helping
think
grow
so,
the city. And that we're actually dealing with this at the state level for affordable housing. That's actually something we're going to be looking at. And so, I mean, this dovetails into that question: how do we have more affordable housing in the city of Pell? And the reason I say that is because now it's all, whether it be ownership or rentals. I mean, we want to have a affordable city that people can come and live and serve here. But I will. The one thing I asked, maybe back to our official planner of our land here, which is, I think, Amy, you've been certified for a lot of this planning development stuff, is we're basically, and that's the bigger plan, because I said we're putting a postage size R2 kind of, I call it lily pad out in the middle of just the country. And that's the bigger problem I say is how do we have a coherent plan that talks about our development of the city? Because if you pretty soon you start having development, lily pad here, lily pad here. When I say lily pad, it's like, housing, which we want, good housing, which you do build, and have a coherent plan that we can run service based on services, i.e. good sewer, good water, fire, police, telecom, all that stuff. And again, and it's the same thing when we have a plan, we only do one thing at a time. Eventually that forces your entire plan. And so, what's the long-term plan for Kelly Rose or Kelly Lane? I mean, is that to be R2, that entire, I mean, that's one thing I struggle with when I see this, like, well, this is the first part of a bigger plan, because I don't like to march forward into something that basically is good for you. I don't disagree with that. I mean, and you would build great houses. But I've also, I just went through Maple Drive where they built 2 houses that very similar, and you could say they're newer houses, but the residents on the end who have higher value houses, they probably feel the same way as these people do. And so that, I just say that all, and I don't see the bigger plan here. And that's, it's hard to show, it's hard to see that because again, I think, and I'm not gonna quote you anymore, I think you said, why are we doing this to have a lily pad in the middle of nowhere? So that's kind of, there's pros and cons to this. If we want development, you know, but how do we do that strategically the right way that fits for everyone? It works for everyone. And there's always gonna be friction because it's like, not my backyard. I don't want that to build in my backyard.
Maybe we start with a public lane first, for starters.
I just throw that out as discussion because like I said,
I understand your side of it, I do, I'm not going against, I mean, I understand that completely. But I don't, the numbers, that's what I wouldn't build them. You know, the price per square foot, I would not even be trying to do it, and it will raise the value. I'm not trying to make you want it, but it will raise the value of the property around.
I'm more concerned with the infrastructure, because that road
Oh,
is
well,
horrible.
I can't say I agree with you on that. On number 1 and 2, I agree with.
And it's not in keeping with the surrounding.
I would add that obviously probably I would think a lot of the board members, this makes it a tougher decision because we know Benji does quality work. And that makes it a little tougher. Like if there's a lot of people, this would already be like, okay, we're not going to even entertain this. But I obviously understand where we're coming from. That's really one of the things about the road. I think we can help.
I want to hit at the heart of this for me. And I'm a little different than a lot of the other guys here, but I'm seeing that the difference is 20,000 square feet of lot per building. That's 100 feet setback in the front. It's huge. It's a huge, huge yard, which is what the rural frontage is supposed to be.
Is it 100-foot setback?
I'm looking down. It's 20,000 feet. No, it's a little. There's exceptions. But I'm trying to picture what rural fringe is intended to be, and that place has been rural fringe for decades.
Yeah.
And I know how I would feel about that. It wouldn't be about infrastructure, although that is something I'd be worried about. It isn't about sewage. It isn't about water lines. Those are just other things I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is the density coming into what I thought was rural fringe property when I bought my home. Of course, I don't live there. I'm trying to get myself in. And there's a reason. This board is only, and I say this board and the last board, which was us, we only tackled 2 rezoning issues in those 5 years. Rezoning is a big issue. It is not to give, to help you financially. It's supposed to be to protect them. That's why. And without getting into my things, I know what that feel like. I guess I can stop there. You hear what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
Is that a creek that runs down through there?
Greens Creek's on the backside of it.
I'm just looking, I'm Googling and they actually went up in 2014, went up that road. And it just looked like the lower part of it, there was a lot of sand.
Yeah.
I'm also impressed that you actually got a coordination to actually have access. Cause like I said, I think you just said that you don't have, I mean, to me, I was trying to look at the, look at the deeded, you usually have a deeded access. And I know you can't be landlocked. There's also some more laws about how that works. But again, that's, regardless of that road and, ownership, that's a tanglement. And I know our team has done a lot of easement and domain stuff to try to figure some deed wise, but that's these are issues we're going to have to tackle as we look where we're going to grow, where we're going to build. Because we're out of the simple builds, now we're in big lots or opportunities like this. And like I said, if that's going to be a new, I'd love for you to come out and say I'm going to do a whole subdivision. That would make me excited too, because I know the quality where. But it's hard to do that because you got to get the right land. Everything's got to work right number wise. But again, I whatever for the lane issue to me is like who has access legally. That would be important for when we struggle with how do we deal with that road, because they say we can't work on private road.
I'm not sure what the law on it is, but I do have an easement, a wide along the road.
Did that easement come with the property at purchase, or is that something that you acquired after the purchase? It came with the purchase. So I take it, just based on my time at the county records, most of those properties seem to have come with an easement. So the property owners themselves have, I can't get a hold of the person who owns that property either. Like that.
And there's I mean, part of the paving, knowing as long as it was, it's kind of held up pretty, parts of it have held up pretty decent. We often wonder what the bigger plans would have been when somebody paved it, because they had to have bigger plans than I'm gonna build one house up here and I'll have me a nice paved road. They probably thought, hey, I'll do this, maybe that makes my lots more attractive, or
Tony, if a big part of it is the development of the road and the sewer, do we have any kind of an estimation on what that would take? Like, disregarding if we got everybody to actually give the land to the
yeah,
city?
I think it would always be on contingent on us not having to purchase the actual land of it. I mean, you're coming in at taxpayer expense doing a survey. And beyond that, I don't know that it would cost a bunch, because at first you're not promising other than sending Paul and them out there to do some pothole love.
What about the sewer?
I don't know that there's any, we don't really have any issues. I mean, it's older, and if I could replace it, I would do it yesterday,
I think
but
road wise, Mayor,
we
we
don't-
don't use it the last, we had 1,000 foot for about 250 grand. But that's not, so that's just road.
yeah, but that would
Very
be
similar.
that'd be a similar
So
road.
that's-
Maybe a
that's
nickel
today.
cheaper, maybe a nickel more.
But that was part of a bigger project, so we got some love based on a bigger roll up, but that's just for rough numbers.
And you don't necessarily have to, you could pave it back like it was. When you go through some cities and they have a lane and a half, it looks like.
My house.
So you're not-
On the first part after you come off the Children's Road, where I'm at.
But our engineers will never sign off on it. They'll remind you 7 years from now that
18
they'll pull up the note that says, we told y'all not to do that, but I wouldn't see what that, like your pavement, it's an improvement from what it is. Probably throw a couple culverts in there where that sand gets all over the road down there, that creek looking stuff, but anyway, any other thoughts? Okay, we have a.
Thank you.
Getting old, gotta put my glasses on. Okay, it is number 8 under old business, request to accept the planning commission's recommendation to deny the zoning change request for property located on Brandon Lane. We've got a motion and a second. Who did the motion in a second?
Gerald and Mike Lot.
So we could have a conversation like we did. Any comments before we look at this deeper? Okay, we got a motion and a second, and this always confuses me. Like, is a yes, no, or a no, yes? Let's see.
Motion to deny.
The motion
Vote
to deny, if you say aye, you're agreeing with them and denying the zoning change request. Okay, we've got a motion and a second, all in favor of denying the zoning change,
Say aye.
say aye.
Aye.
Okay, how many is that?
Drew, Gerald, Greg.
Okay. All opposed, which that's what sounds funny. You're opposing a denial. So any opposed?
Deny the zoning change.
We're saying no houses up there.
But if you're voting to deny, you're basically saying in the end, I would have voted for
We're
the
denying
zoning
RFP.
change.
Yeah, we're denying the RF to R2. That's not, we're not denying him a chance to build. I mean, we were saying the zoning
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
Denying the
We're not-
Here, you can build up there now. It just obviously probably wouldn't make mathematical sense. Okay, did you get what you need?
Oh, no, I'm still waiting. Did you vote to deny? You vote aye to deny?
I voted aye.
Okay.
To deny.
Well, Mr. voted.
Any opposed? Okay.
Yeah.
Who are any?
Are we 7-0?
General business, number 9, request to pay the docket of claims for the month of October 2025 per city clerk. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Number 10, request a
You
grant.
don't vote?
We just did.
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? You may need to sit here. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
number 10, request to grant a variance to parking count ratio to allow 4 spaces per 1,000 square foot for property located at 36 Bird Boulevard per the planning commission's recommendation. No motion. Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Number 11, request to accept the engineering agreement with Shallow Theory and Waits for services necessary to complete build grant applications. If I can get a motion second, and I'll explain that.
Second.
I had sent that out and meant to send it out Friday when Melissa had sent this out. This would be for them to prepare plans, and the next vote will be the same to prepare plans to get a build grant. So we're talking $20 to $25 million to do a redo on North Gandy, which would go basically from Fairchild down to that catastrophe that you have right there in front of Little Caesars. I don't know what they're going to do there, but goodness gracious, I hope it's something. Maybe a roundabout. Somebody can get that on Facebook real quick for me. Roundabout, I said. Anyway, this triggers them to do the work behind the scenes that they do. This doesn't kill the Central Avenue plan that we've got, and I'm not opposed to us turning in both of them. We're gonna have a debrief next week, and we'll know if they need to clean up the application, basically improve it. And then we could, for, not that much money, send in both. You can turn into up to 3. So it just seems like the appetite from this administration to the last administration is more transportation and economic development. So we're just trying to ask for what they like, and we'll learn a little bit more next week. So anyway, got a motion, got a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 12, request to accept agreement with Local Impact Analytics for services related to build grant application. Is there a motion? All in favor? Same thing. And I do want to applaud the board on that. We've done tons of work. Hadn't hit to any level that we want to hit, but it is something that it's a space that this city has never really played in, where we're seeking to try to get some of, hey, we pay federal taxes, we pay state taxes. So we've had a presence in both those locations. And we've seen some of our neighbors have some success with that. The build grant in particular is some of what paid for the overpasses over in Hattiesburg. Laurel and Natchez both got $25 million grants to redo some transportation stuff. So we just want to see Petal's name on there.
And we're using the same consultant firm that.
And we really are.
was
These guys,
successful in that.
these guys really know their stuff, and they have a really great attitude about it. And we can get upset on how the game's played. We're just trying to learn the rules and do it to where we can be successful. Because some of the projects that we think can improve our city, obviously, you start talking about these kind of millions of dollars. We just don't have that here. So hopefully they'll consider and smile upon us.
Yes.
All right. She says we voted on that, so we're good. Number 13, request to set a hearing date of November 25th, 6 p.m. for property located at 118 West First Avenue.
Second.
All in favor? Request to accept maintenance service agreement with Taylor Generator for fire department generators per Chief Sims. There a second?
Second. Discussion on this. Do we have one already or did you look at including the fire? These are only the fire departments.
Yes.
And I know that's your budget line for your numbers. For the bigger picture, again, just backing up one step, we have the police have their own service agreement. If not, or what about do we have a service agreement for the one down on Katrina?
They have been doing it, the work Clearwater has, but we've had a deeper discussion just not recently on that. Barding has done some of the stuff in the circle here, but it's honestly not really something consistent. I'll try to have something for you guys at the next meeting with the group that did it before. We've had different levels of success with that program because unfortunately it's something that you turn them loose and, we're not following them around when they go to the back 40 and check on all this stuff. And oddly enough, I don't know that we've done a whole lot of work on mine, and my lift station kicks on ever so often, shockingly.
Well, I know they do some of the local stuff, but like the big ones like Katrina,
we have
the ones behind the ones that service this building.
Yeah.
What we're gonna say is we have individual contracts, the same company, but we have individual copier contracts for every department.
Yeah.
I just want, sometimes there's synergy and saying, hey, we have 32 sets. Let's and prioritize them. Maybe they don't all get, but let's be honest, if we haven't been maintaining these, next time this came up as part of our FEMA discussion about generation or generator set maintenance. So perfect timing, but again, it's one of those things. What's the bigger picture? If we're doing it nickel dime with everyone has a Taylor's a great.
It would be better for the city if it was all under one plan kind of deal.
And that's why I don't want to. I mean, this has to be done. It's just a matter. Mayor, I just asked us to look at the whole
Paula,
picture.
if you could you revive that company that we had did work with prior? Okay.
Taylor.
We had a contract with them in 2023 and it lapsed. So we're.
So that's the only way to do. I dealt with this at Shelby, and like I said, just a diesel when you're in the tanks, if they're not properly, maintained, and like I said, people know, you all of a sudden you really need it,
Oh,
and it
gas.
doesn't turn on, and that's
So
what it says.
gas
So,
and all that. And understand too, this is kind of a ghost of Hurricane Katrina. A lot of this stuff didn't have, man, who thought about generators? Cell towers were down. Now all cell towers have generators. And a lot of we have over 60 lift stations, which basically is a method. 'Cause I had that question asked in our mayor's youth council today. I was like, I probably should explain that, what a lift station is. It basically allows us, we've got a high pressure and a low pressure system. The low pressure is gravity. That's perfect. Everybody loves that. The high pressure is sometimes in certain areas where we've got elevations, we end up having to shoot it uphill. Ultimately, we're pumping a million gallons a day over to the city of Hattiesburg. So we've got over 60, some actually in the county that pump and get it from A to B to C all the way to Z. And we have some incredible things. And I've got a thing, and I really probably need to push it out from an education standpoint of some of the stuff that we find in there that clog these things up. T-shirt.
We found a cell phone in one of them.
Cell phone.
Mine.
Sorry.
Oh.
Does the Nokia probably still work?
And don't get me wrong, these are industrial pumps, but man, they're grinding, and there's some of that stuff just over time. It gets expensive, and you just always, and they're different size pumps, so it ain't like we can load up a bunch of 5 horsepower pumps over there and be good for the whole city. So it's just always something with it. But
So
we've been.
the reason, I don't mean to interrupt, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
The reason I say it is because I think there's value, sometimes Taylor, if you have over 10, or there's a certain number, because there's synergy, you have more. So I prefer not to, I'd rather see what the whole plan is. There are certain ones we want to get on here for sure.
Yeah, I think something like by my house may not be as big of a deal compared to.
Some individual lift stations might not be, you're right, and there's, we did prioritize it and then go from there. That's what the FEMA actually recommended. But again, Will, thank you for pushing this, because like I said, who knows what turns on, what doesn't turn on. And again, before we just say yes to your 4, there might be 16 that we need to get put on that same contract, and then we might have to pull money from them to, because
get the fire department budget to pay for it.
I didn't say that out loud, but that's.
I'm good with that.
But,
I'm good with that. Is there a motion?
We have one generator down right now.
I'm tempted to put Will over this, but anyway, thank you guys for bringing this up.
So are we, if we approve this and say we're just gonna move forward with these 4, I don't know if we can add, does that change, again, it's about, we might go through that one company, but we might not.
Yeah, they're already here. So yeah. I think the numbers were, I forgot what the numbers were.
How many of those generators do we actually have?
Yeah, because some of the lift stations don't.
Well,
A lot of them do.
You prioritize the key nodes, like I said, I go back to the police station, the one maybe this place, the civic center, because that's designated Red Cross emergency site. So again, you need to prioritize. There's a lift station infrastructure for sewer, then there's the command control side, and then there's actually the shelter side. And again, it's a map.
We should have the old number, the schematics for them to say, hey, here's what, and then bid it out or quote it out, get 2 or 3 quotes and go from there. But yeah, if you'd work on that for us, that'd be awesome. Delegate to Will if you need to.
So we amend it to where he just has the fund to fix the one that needs to be fixed now, and then we have
We need to go ahead and vote on his so they can get theirs fixed.
Yes.
Yeah, I would go ahead and add that, and then we can add the other one later, because it may take them a month or 2 to get us the numbers and get kicking again.
Okay.
Got a motion, got a second, all in favor?
And that number might be high based once they do their maintenance, realize what.
Hey, we're getting a
we
good
need to
deal,
prepare
you know.
for an ugly number.
Now we're taking care of the important business of the citizens of this town. Number 15, request to dispose of the following equipment in the judicial department per the court clerk: Shark upright vacuum cleaner, Monroe 5130 adding machine, 2 black leather desk chairs. What shape are they?
Motion.
I don't have any idea.
All in favor? All righty. Number 16, request to adjust the services billed as follows due to leaks. 103 Highway 11, water 504, 103 Barron Street, water $448. 101 Crabapple Drive, water $334. 103 Pecan Terrace, water $276. 216 South George Street, water $229. 105 McKinnon Street, water $182. 407 Mamie Street, water $630. Ouch. 102 Harvey Avenue, water $201. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
5 out of 8.
Dang, that's a lot of money, Miss Ada.
You sure is.
You want to skip down?
We're gonna skip down to 17 and 18, and we will go to seminars and travel. Number 19, request for Jermaine Hardy to attend tracking in Meridian on the 18th and 19th of this month, cost $0. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Number 20, request for Elijah Smith to attend CO2 emergency response the 15th of this month at the State Fire Academy, total cost $0.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? 21, request for the following to attend a CO2 emergency response training at the State Fire Academy on the 15th.
This way.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hostway. Who you thought that's what I was doing?
Uh-huh.
Gutierrez, Alvin Johnson, Tyler Duncan, Jared Mott, and Aiden Townsend. There's all in favor? Request for Lee Gilliland to attend tracking in Meridian, Mississippi, the 18th and 19th, total cost $0.
Second.
All in favor? Number 23, request for Andrew Clem to attend fire life safety educator at the State Fire Academy, the 1st and 4th of December, or 4th through the 1st, cost of $310.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Number 24, request for the following to attend the 2025 Municipal Clerk Winter Conference in Flowood, the 10th through the 12th. Total cost $562 plus mileage. Melissa Martin, Lynn Canfield, Angel Dye.
That ain't good.
Can we vote individually?
Second for discussion.
All in favor? Any opposed? Any opposed?
Somebody.
Anybody want to change their vote? Anybody? How are we gonna make it without y'all?
Michelle got it.
Take a laptop.
Yeah.
The mayor's report real quick. We had Run the River, 102 participants, which was several more than we had last year. It was actually a fabulous day. Kudos, obviously, to Chief Hyatt, but really kudos to Dylan Anglin with the fire department, who did how many? You did over 30 miles.
Wow.
I'm going a mustache for next year's race. I think that was his secret to the speed he was able to do that with.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that was a great day, and appreciate the board supporting that. Great to get folks out there and enjoy a great resource that we have. And just for added note, we have put in for a state outdoor grant that would allow us to get water and sewer down there. And once you do that, from an event standpoint, boy, you're really starting to kick your game up a little bit. So anyway, anything from anybody, Miss Ada?
I think we got all this money y'all paying out for water.
I don't know. You know, these board members.
We'll vote no.
Not much.
And maybe just one thing.
I pay for my water ditch, if I got a water ditch, I pay for that myself. It comes to me. I mean, y'all don't pay for that, I pay for that myself, it come out my pocket.
Cut that out, Miss Ada.
And that's what I do, water too.
But we would help you because you're Ward 2. You got you a good alderman now.
Yeah, you have to pay for your water too, don't you?
Yeah, I'm
And
a,
you a damn shame. Yeah, we have to pay for all our needs.
I wouldn't make a joke like I'm got a special mayor rate, but I don't want that to get out. Yeah, what's up?
Just one thing I told Big Jim and Coach, I shout out, this Thursday is a big night for our football team and our school district. Like I said, if we win, we'll basically be the first time since 2019 that we'll have the conference championship, which means we'll host every, as long as we keep winning, we'll host all the playoff games here in Petal. And that's a little bit self-serving because when people come to Petal, they usually buy stuff at our places. So one, we want to win, and so that takes a lot of people. So please show up because when you're in the stands, it makes a difference to the players on the field. Plus, it's senior night, and I think we have about 70 people that'll be walking the field before the game. We're doing the band, RPC, football. So again, I just told them that we do a shout out and then if you're on show for one football game all year, this Thursday night is the one to show. It'll make a difference. And plus, it'll be something to do. West,
Thursday or Friday?
Northwest Rankin.
Thursday.
This Thursday.
This Thursday, West Rankin.
We always play it the last game of the year on a Thursday, so it gives you an extra day going into the playoffs,
So
which is, Drew said we would host, if we win, we would host the next
all the
week.
way up to the state.
Most
championship.
likely somebody from the coast. So you get to go 2 games in a row. So we get a good thing. So, anyway, if we can see the, need a motion to see the need for an executive session.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, folks, we're gonna have us an executive session on a personnel matter.